Are you doing today? Hello, hello, hello. This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. So glad to have you with me today, whether you're on a replay or you're here with me live. Glad to have you here. Um, I am here to help you along the healing path. You have been through the trauma of infidelity. You have been through somebody that you love very deeply cheating on you, but you don't want to leave. You are not at the place where you feel like leaving is the appropriate response for this situation. You want to stay with your honey. You want to love. You want to forgive. You want to trust again. And I am here to tell you that it is absolutely possible to do. And I will help you to figure out exactly how to do that, guiding you down the healing path on the Healing Hour Live. So I am glad that you are here. I am glad that you decided that you wanted to do this, that you feel so much love that you are even considering forgiving and moving forward. That is a lot of love. You are a very lucky woman, and I know what that's like. And so I'm going to encourage you in keeping it. Okay. I want you to be able to do that. Hello, hello. Oh, let me see, everybody. Hold on. Let me see. I can't. Oh, wait. That's the wrong one. Make sure that if you are in my Facebook group, come to streamyard.com/Facebook and um, allow them to use your name so I can see it. But hold on, where? Oh, I need to refresh the page. I can't even find my live stream right now. No, I'm live. Hello to everybody on Facebook. Oh, Tina, it's you. Hey, how you doing, girl? Glad that you're here with me. Glad that you are here trying to get on the healing path. I know how hard this is. I know it's difficult. I know there are a lot of thoughts. I know there are a lot of things going through your head. And particularly right now, I will start off by saying we are about, 3 days away from the full moon. Okay. It is supposed to be May 16th, and my time it's 12:13 a.m. So if you're feeling a little funny this next couple of days, if you are feeling like you are easily agitated, you're sitting in your head thinking about, shut up, I wish you would just shut up, I don't know why you're talking to me. If you're doing all that in your head, chances are the moon is affecting you. You are having a little bit of a reaction to the moon's pull on you this full moon. Just be aware that it is happening. Know that stupid arguments will spring up because the moon's full. More babies are born when the moon is full. The ER gets crazy when the moon is full. Everybody gets a little crazy. And it starts building in the 3 days beforehand. So just so you know, be aware of that. I will remind you again before the end of this, okay? So let's see. Make sure I can see everything. So I hope you're doing well today. I'm glad that you're with me. We are going to do what we usually do. Talk first about the basics. We got to talk about the things that will actually start to help you to deal with this trauma. Now, you have been through a trauma that is real, okay? You didn't go to war, but you got hurt in a way that your brain is interpreting as real life, like life and death pain, okay? Your amygdala, the small little part of your brain, that's the worst case scenario part of your brain, is interpreting this pain as a life or death situation. So you are right now going through trauma and you have the symptoms of trauma. The things that I'm going to tell you next are things that you can do to help with those symptoms, to try and calm them down. Get yourself from way up here where you're all out of control and your emotions are not regulated and you are just flipping out for no reason. Bring it way, way down so you can handle it. So it is at a manageable level for you. Okay. That's what we need to do. So the first thing is doing your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Have you been doing your deep breathing 5 times? 5 times a day? Have you been doing it? If you have not, you are doing yourself a disservice. That is the very first thing about getting past trauma. That is the very first thing about dealing with the effects of trauma on your body, is affecting your breathing. If you can control your breathing, you can start to control that trauma reaction, that anxiety reaction that happens every time you get triggered, every time you think about it. You can start to control that reaction. So, what we need to do for our deep breathing, we're going to blow out, make the noise when you blow out. It's okay to be a little noisy. We're going to inhale through our nose for a count of 4, if you can breathe through your nose. We're going to hold that breath for a count of 7, and then we're going to blow that breath out for a count of 8. Maybe a little difficult if this is the first time you're ever doing it. Maybe a little bit difficult if you smoke or something like that. But give it a couple of times. We're going to do it 3 times together. I promise you, if you haven't got it the first time, you'll get it the second or third time, okay? All right. And what this does is it regulates your breathing, tells your brain that you don't want it to be on autopilot anymore. When you go into that fight or flight reaction, your body goes into autopilot. You start hyperventilating. You start breathing much more shallow. You don't fully exhale. You don't fully inhale. You get less oxygen to your tissues. It makes you feel bad. All right. So this is one thing that you can always do for all types of pain. You can use a deep breathing technique to bring more oxygen into your body, into your tissue. The more oxygen you have, the less pain you're going to have. It's scientifically linked. So if you are doing this on a regular basis, you're going to be calming yourself down, making sure that you're not in that high level of pain all the time. All right. So we're going to start with blowing out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Whew, how do you feel? How do you feel about that when you are doing your deep breathing? How do you feel when you are inhaling, getting that oxygen in? You are blowing out that excess carbon dioxide. There's a trigger in your brain that says if you have too much carbon dioxide built up, that something must be wrong. And you're going to start to panic just because of that. So if we can take away levels of panic, that's a great thing, right? If you're already dealing with this trauma, if we can bring that down and deal with less levels of difficulty as we are going through our days, it's going to be an excellent thing for you. Okay. All right. So make sure that you're doing your deep breathing. Want you to be doing that. Oh, Roxanne, you can't find me? Shucks. Let's see. Should be in the group. Click on the link. Oh, and now I can't type. Click on the link for the event. Here it is. All right. It's hard. For some reason, sometimes you can't see on Facebook, but if you got my Instagram, guess what? You can come over and see me on Instagram and on YouTube. My Love Coach Dasha just all over the world, okay? Okay, Roxanne, you got it. All right, fabulous. Lovely. So we did our deep breathing. We got that going. That's beautiful stuff. And make sure that you're doing your deep breathing 5 times a day. It really is important. I know that it seems like that's just one of those woo-woo type things that, oh, it's just breathing. I'm breathing all the time anyway. The way you breathe actually does count. It really does. When you are slowing your breath, fully inhaling, fully exhaling, you are telling your body that you're all right, that you don't need to panic right now. You don't need to flip out right this minute. I am in control of myself. I do not need this stress right now. You are telling your body that when you do your deep breathing. So if you are stressed out, hey, Beth, if you are stressed out and you can't get control of yourself, the first thing you start off with is your deep breathing. Okay. Roxanne's here, Beth's here, Team C. I see lots of people. Everybody say hey. Everybody that's here right now on the live, come say hello to me. Post something underneath the video. Let me know that you're here. I'm glad that you're all here. Thank you so much for coming. I feel so loved. Thank you. All right, y'all. So the second thing is doing your journaling. All right. Have you been doing your journaling? It's easy to forget. It's one of those things, just like the breathing. It's like, well, it's just writing down my feelings. I'm already feeling my feelings. I'm thinking my feelings. Shawanda, hey, glad you're here, girl. Good job. Tara, you are here. Everybody's showing up and showing out for me. I feel the love. I am so glad that you all are here today. Thank you for coming. So do your journaling. You need to be doing your journaling. You need to be sitting down. Lou, Lou, hey, hello again, hello again. We were here last night, weren't we? We was on Zoom last night in the R&R group. Hey, girl, how you doing? You doing all right? I'm glad that you're here with me. Glad that you're all here. Oh, we are traveling down the healing path today. You asked me questions. I know that you all have some good questions out there. Make sure put them in the comments. Ask me good questions because I want to answer everything that's on your mind, everything that is burning into your brain right now. I want to hear about it, and we're going to address it, okay? All right. So, doing your journaling. So, I've got journals. Look at this, the itty bitty one. Look at that. That's just pretty. It's got a zipper on it too, so privacy. Look at there. We got the fuzzy butterfly one. Look how pretty that is. That's my favorite color, that purple right there. So it does not matter what kind of journal you use. It doesn't matter what kind of pen or pencil you use as long as you are using the journal. I know some people have issues with writing, carpal tunnel, all that type of stuff. I get it. I do. But there is something cathartic about taking a pen in your hand and connecting it to your brain and putting these things down on paper. It is a release. It is some way to let go. All right. Tell me, everybody that's been with me long enough and you've been doing your journaling, doesn't it work? Doesn't it feel good to get that stuff off your chest? You need to be doing this in the morning when you first wake up. Give yourself about 5 minutes and give yourself about 5 minutes before you go to bed at night. 10 minutes. That's all I'm asking for your journaling. Don't write a book. You don't have to do that. If you feel like you have to write like pages when you go to your journal, you're not going to use it. It does not matter how much you write. Giving yourself that little 5 minute, that 5 minute limit, that makes you happy. All right. That will give you enough first thing in the morning and before you go to bed to release some stuff. Oh, hey there. I am DJQ. Hi. How you doing? I'm out here talking about getting on the healing path for my ladies out here. We are talking about getting on the healing path after infidelity. All right. So doing your journaling is going to be a way to get stuff out of your head. First thing in the morning, you can start planning your day, planning how you're going to react to things during the day. Hey there, if you are stressing, if you don't know, like if you know going into the day and you're like, okay, if I get a trigger today, how am I going to react? You can write that in your journal first thing. And then at night, before you go to bed, how did I handle these triggers? How did I do today? Did I line up with what I said I was going to do this morning? It gives you time to reflect, think about your day, think about your emotions, and not let them get so overwhelming that you spill them all out over everybody that's around you. Okay. So we got to contain that. We got to keep that together as we are journaling. That gives you a place to put all of that stuff, to put all of that anxiety, all of that fear, all of that stress. It gives you a place to put it. It also gives you a place to put the good stuff too. Don't forget to write good things in your journal. You are a person, so you do not have just bad things happening. If you just go ahead and put all bad things in your journal and you go back and read it, that's all you're going to get back is, oh, everything is terrible, everything is awful. But if you put in the good things, you can find out, hey, there was a whole solid week here where I was good. Things were all right. I didn't freak out. I wasn't mad at him. We were getting along. Things were okay. You will not know that unless you write it down. I have said to, I think, 3 separate women this week, they said, well, it's just been terrible. It has been horrible. He has just been treating me so badly. And I was able to go back in our conversations and look up like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, where they were like, he's been really good. Things are going pretty well. I feel all right. I feel like things are going well. He is responding to me. He is giving me what I need. He is being supportive. They were saying all of that, but not actually taking it to heart. We have negativity bias. We will always look at the negative before we look at the positive. So as you are going through, if you are putting it in your journal that things were okay, then you have proof. When you are in that moment and when you are stressing and your head is hurting and you can't barely breathe, you can't remember the good stuff. You can't remember that all last week was a wonderful week and you all got along and you had good sex and you went out together. You can't remember that because you're in the throes of that emotion. But if you look back in your journal, you got it dated and time, and you know for a whole straight week that everything was okay. Now you got proof that those thoughts are irrational. Now we got proof to fight back against those negative thoughts. Hey Lori, how you doing? Glad you're here. But now you've got proof to fight back against those negative thoughts. Lori was the one that told me to put gold stickers, put gold stars on the days that are good days so that you can just flip through and be able to say, oh, hey, look, good day, good day, good day, good day. It was not all terrible. It was not all horrible. I am just feeling kind of emotional right now. Does that make sense? Everybody with me on that? Gotta be doing your journaling. All right. So, another thing that you can do to control how you're feeling is to practice gratitude, to get yourself together and try very hard to see the good stuff. Okay. Yeah, this is painful. Yes, it is. You are definitely going through a trauma, but your life doesn't stop at this trauma. You have other good things that are going on in your life. Now, nobody posted in Thirsty Thursday. I thought somebody did, but I guess not. But that's all right because there was somebody in the group that was saying that it can be done. She was feeling pretty good about the situation. Lori, you said the deep breathing is so good. It's so good. I've been doing that forever. I had terrible anxiety as a teenager in my early 20s. Terrible anxiety. I mean, like going to the ER on a regular basis, anxiety. And learning to deep breathe. That was a huge thing to help me battle against it. That was one of the first steps that I ever learned, and I taught it to everybody. Once I figured that out, that actually works, it changes how your body operates. I was like, oh, let me tell everybody. I was a nurse for so long. I was telling patients, hey, you need to do your deep breathing. I'm sitting there doing it with them because it actually works to change the way your physical body feels. All right, Beth, hey. All right, let's see. It's somebody. I can't now see. I should have pulled this up a little bit earlier, but she was saying that things were going well. Oh, watch. I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh, okay. Yes, Robbie. Robbie, I really do appreciate you saying this because this is really important to know. Robbie said, staying in a marriage relationship after one of the other cheated or both have been unfaithful is incredibly hard. But I'm here to say that yes, that dark cloud does lift. Yes, you'll be able to trust again and love again. And both of you need to be 1,000% committed to fixing the situation. With only one person doing the work, it won't work. I do actually disagree with that, but that's okay. One person can start to do the work, not all of the work, but yeah, you can start it. Me and my husband had tough times, but today we are even stronger than before. If I could give any advice, don't let friends and family into your relationship if you plan on staying. Yes, that negativity can really affect the healing process. There is hope. Robbie, fantastic. Thank you so much for saying so. Being focused on the good, just being focused on, I will tell you right now, this is 14 years later for me. It is an excellent, happy relationship. It really is. He does more and more good stuff like every year. Every year he gets better and better and better and better. And that is the whole point. You are supposed to grow together and become better together if you wanted to have this long-term, like lifelong relationship. Of course, that is what is supposed to happen. But people get impatient. They want everything to change immediately. And that's not the way that real life and real relationships work. It's slow change sometimes. Sometimes there are fast changes, and those are usually not pleasant ones. But a lot of the time, the things that you work on within yourselves, it's a little slow, but you get there and it's great stuff. So don't forget about the good stuff. Don't forget that there are plenty of people, so many people in this group right now who have been successful at working through their relationship after infidelity, feeling close again, feeling trusting again. I promise you, you can have it. And you got to think about the good stuff along the way. Don't get that negativity bias going and get stuck on all the bad. You got to focus on the good stuff that's happening in your life. All right. Woo, let's see. Lacey, I helped you so much. Thank you. You don't have to thank me, but I appreciate it. Thank you. I enjoy hearing that, it's working. And I know that it works because I've done it. I know that it does. I have been doing this for I went back and ended up talking to somebody, like one of the first clients that I ever had when I was specifically just working on uh getting back together after infidelity, and that was like 12 years ago. And I was like, wow, it's been that long that I had like narrowed it down and really started focusing on this. Whoa, it's been a minute, and I love doing it. I love every bit of it. I really enjoy people being able to heal. I enjoy women being able to have what they want and not feel like they are painted into a corner because of fear, because of bad things happening, and they can't have the life that they want. I feel like that's absolute nonsense. I don't want to deal with that. I want you to have exactly the life that you want with the person that you want it with. And in spite of what they have done wrong, they might have done stupid things. I get it. People do stupid things, but that shouldn't make it so that you can't have what you want. That's just ridiculous to me. Roxanne said, I can't wait to get to that point in our relationship. I feel like I'm going to be hurting forever. It feels like that. It does. It is just like that. It is just a feeling. You will not be hurting every day, but you need to be focusing on trying to get to the good stuff. Whenever something good happens, really focus on it. Harp on it. Get like as much intention and attention as you give to the negativity. You got to give the positive stuff even more attention, because that is how you tell your brain that that's what you're looking for. If you are stuck in the hurt, your brain is going to be like, well, she's hurting, so we're hurting. That's what we're doing. We're going to look for hurt. We're going to look for ways that, we can be scared of being hurt again. We don't want to do that. We want to focus on the good stuff. That makes sense? Right, fam? Got to focus on the good. All right. All right. One more thing that you can have control over, that you can do. Instead of asking all those god awful questions about the details, you do not want to do that. If I am catching you early enough, if you are seeing me for the first time today and you have no idea anything else that I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you this. Do not ask the questions that you want to ask. You do not want to know what happened between them. You do not want to know how their first kiss went. You do not want to know what positions they had second. You do not want to know that. I promise you, it helps you absolutely zero. Your brain right now is sabotaging you. It's telling you that you can ask these questions and that will help you heal. Your brain is lying. Your brain is lying. It is asking for the answers to those questions so that it has ammunition to work against you healing. Your brain is like, if you find out what position that he had sex with her in, we are never doing that position again. We are just going to, and if we do, we're going to suffer. We're going to be thinking about her and him together the entire time that's going on. And you're not going to want to forgive him. You're going to want to get away from him. That is your brain. Your brain is plotting against you. I promise it is. So instead of doing that, try these. All right. This is the Healing Edition deck. This is an excellent deck to play with. This is a game that you can do just to get to know each other, or you can be doing it for the purpose of healing. You can do it to ask each other good questions that are not about the cheating. You can ask questions, sure, but can we not talk about the trauma? Talking about trauma just re-traumatizes you. There's no need for that. We don't need to keep going through it over and over again. But you can ask these questions, and these are good, positive things to ask one another so that you can get to a better place. Yay, right? Yes. So we need to do that. So I'll give you 3 of these. That's a good one. Describe what you think I was like as a child. I like that. I enjoy that question. Describe what you think I was like as a child. And And that's a good thought-provoking question. Now, that could be you getting to ask him that, or him asking you that. Think about how you were as a kid, and think about, what you would respond to him, how you think he was as a kid. I know my husband was just, I don't know. I think of him as kind of stoic. He was a little traumatized, but I think of him as a very serious kid. I think to me, that in my head, that's what he is. I don't know how he thinks of me as a kid. Anyway, let's see. This is okay. This one flipped around and said, "What concerns you most when it comes to our relationship?" Good question, right? Not terrible to ask. What concerns you the most? What can we? People calling me. What can we work on? What concerns you? What is going on in your head where you're like, oh, this is a problem for us? All right. And then, oh, okay, what is your story of us? Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story. My story includes lots and lots of cheating. It is. And, everybody's story is different, but, how do you describe that story? Is it a tragedy? Is it a comedy? Is it a rom-com? What is going on with your relationship? All right. Oh, so those are good questions to ask. Roxanne, you said I agree. I wanted to know a lot and wish I never asked any of those questions. I never asked too many questions. Yes, I realized afterwards because I was very nosy and I wanted to know like everything. I wanted to know every single detail, and that did not help me. It did not help me at all. My brain was screaming that if you know these things, then you can prevent it from happening again. Okay, everything that you are doing to prevent it from happening again is probably the wrong thing. Your brain is telling you that that is the right thing to do to stop it from happening again, but chances are it is leading down the opposite way. All right, it is leading you to destruction. So don't be listening to your brain when it tells you, "Oh, you can get past this if you know the answers to these questions, these awful questions that are going to make you sick." Yeah, sure, that's gonna help me. All right, so don't fall for it. Don't ask those questions. Ask something more positive. That deck is like $25 online. It's theskindeep.com if you want to get those. All right. Make sure you're asking me questions. Let me know what's going on. So this week, we're in the dreams formula. Now, the dreams formula is my formula. The dreams formula has been come up by me when I was getting past his infidelity. I was trying to figure out what actually worked because all of the advice that I was getting, okay, first of all, it was, well, you should just leave him. And I didn't want to do that. And everybody that kept saying that to me and ignoring the fact that I was like, no, that is not what I want to do. I want to be with him. How do I heal? So many people did not help me. Okay. So many people did not help me do that. So I started taking like all this advice that I was getting. And when I did it, I found out that it didn't work. And most stuff, you treat him like he treats you. Okay. No, that absolutely not. If it's so wrong for him to do, why is it right for me to do? I don't want to be a hypocrite. Just all of the things. Give me some examples of some advice that you have gotten that just has not worked. and they tell you that it's supposed to work, so you keep on trying it over and over and over again. That's the definition of insanity. If it does not work, you should not keep trying it. It does not work. Okay? So I took all of the things that didn't work and I flipped them. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do the opposite. So the first thing was making the decision. All right. At first, I was leaving the decision up to him. Well, if you want to be with me, then, you will change and you will decide that that's what our relationship is going to be. No, no. Nay, nay, I say. Do not let the decision be up to him. He doesn't get to make the decision. You do. You get to make the decision that if you're going to stay together, you get to make that decision. If you're going to be apart, you get to make that decision. He doesn't get to make that one. All right. If he's still around, if he didn't like leave, that's not actually that common of a thing for them to just be like, I'm gone. I'm going to go live with the other woman. But they do it sometimes. But more than likely, they're just sitting right there in your face looking guilty. And you get to make the decision about whether you stay together or not. And it's all about you. It's not about him. It's not about what he's going to do. It's not about how remorseful he is. It's not about any of that. It's just about what you want. Do you want this relationship? If you want the relationship, it can work out. R is for recognizing and overcoming the fear speech. Now, the fear speech is all that stuff that plays in your head over and over and over again on a loop that tells you awful things like, how do I know that I can trust him again? And I don't know if I ever can. And I shouldn't because he does something so terrible to me. And it's the betrayal. I can't deal with the betrayal. All of those thoughts, it's all fear speech. It's all, I don't want to be hurt again. So I'm going to come up with any reason I can possibly come up with. Your brain is going to say, I'm going to come up with any reason I can come up with for you to back away and not be in this relationship. So instead of doing that, I beat back the fear speech. I was constantly working on it, trying to calm it down, hearing my thoughts, recognizing when I was spiraling and just kind of having those negative thoughts and playing negative scenarios over and over in my mind. And I started getting control of that. I started becoming more positive, started acting like I cared instead of I was afraid, instead, acting with love instead of fear. You don't want to keep on pretending that you're afraid of this person when you want to be with them. So act like you want to be with them. Act like the fear is nothing. You can just walk right through it and you're going to get to the love. E is evaluating the why. I was doing the why wrong. I was very curious about the why, but I did not really take it seriously. I knew kind of sort of what was going on, but I did not get all of the information about the why for a few years. So with the why, it is mostly that idea of, oh, I've got to figure out why so that this will never happen again. And again, that's not the right path. If you're on that path, you're on the wrong path. It will just frustrate you because there is no reason, it could have happened anyway. Even if this particular reason doesn't happen, it could be another reason. So you got to let go of, oh, if I know the reason, then this won't happen again. What we're trying to find the reason out for is to have some compassion, to have some understanding, to have some grace, to be like, okay, there was something wrong. There was something going on with you. I can understand that from a compassionate point of view, and we can get past this together. Then allowing the healing to happen. After you've had this trauma, there is a wall up. You have a big old wall up in front of your heart, in front of yourself, and you are telling yourself the idea that you don't want to be together, even though you are actively being together. So we've got to act like we want to be together. We have got to do the things that show that we are in a relationship together. If you put them out, bring them back home. If you start taking off your ring, put that bad boy back on. All of the things, the outward signs that you are in a relationship, you need to be doing again to re-strengthen that, to get your foundation back under you so that you can actually heal. And today we're at the M. But before I go into that, let me make sure there were questions. He said, Roxanne said, honestly, everyone told me I should fight for my marriage. Oh, well, you had wonderful people in your corner. Great. I'm glad. But, you say everyone, try not to tell everybody. So I thought I was going to get a lot of, leave them. But I didn't. But I'm glad to have the support. Excellent. I am so happy to hear that. You are very lucky because a lot of people that are here right now, tell her, who told you, leave him. The people that you were really close to, that you were like, I thought you were going to be on my side about this. You know what I want to do, that are still saying leave. So you're very lucky to have that. I am very glad that you have that support system. It is good to have people who will be on the side of your relationship. You really do need that. You have your side and then he has his side. So you've got to be, having people that will be avatars for the relationship, people that will say, hey, look, I understand how you're feeling. I get how he's feeling, but hey, you need to come together and for the good of the relationship. So that is an excellent thing. I am so happy for you. You say, yeah, only like 5 people. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. But all of them are on your corner. That is excellent because, I didn't have anybody. I got one person exactly who was like, well, You don't have to leave him. That was like the first person that ever like said that as an idea. Everybody else was like, "Oh, you just need to leave. You just need to drop him. I don't know why you're with him. You're being a doormat." All of the things. And that's fear speech. That's fear speech coming from them to you. It's their own fears, their own issues, their own past trauma is coming out, and they're reflecting it onto you. But only one person was like, well, you don't have to leave. You can just stay. That was like the first person to ever say that. And I love that person to this day for saying that to me, for bringing that perspective to the idea that I didn't have to just do anything that I didn't want to do. I didn't have to leave the whole relationship just because he cheated. Come on now. I don't have to do anything because of his behavior. And that is one of those things you got to learn as a grown up. Just you don't have to do things just because other people do things. Like, you are responsible for you. You are responsible for the path that your life is taking, and you can't blame it on anybody else. So if you want to be there, it doesn't matter what they were doing. You work on being there. If you wanted to leave, okay, great. That's fine for you too. If you wanted to leave, I understand that. But if you want to stay, you act like you want to stay, and you do the things to help you stay. So today is talking about the M of the dreams formula, that is managing those future feelings. Talking about the triggers. Talking about the triggers, honey. The triggers will come out of nowhere on you. Now, I was saying in the R&R group last night, I still have triggers. They are still there, but they don't affect me. I have the triggers because this is actually a little bit of a form of brain damage. When you are traumatized like this, it leaves impressions on your brain. So the fact that those triggers are so hardwired and they are so strong means that they don't just disappear when you start to learn to cope with them. All right. So they're going to be there still. You just have to recognize them as they are approaching you, instead of letting them just go ahead and blossom into the full-blown trigger and panic attack that they want to bloom into. If you can first feel it in your body, so wherever it is that you feel it when you are starting to get upset, focus on that place. All right, give that place a good scan a few times a day. I honestly, if you want to start off with it and you're not very good at it yet, try every hour. Every hour, okay, I know that I have the feeling, it starts right here in the center of my chest and it feels like my heart is being crushed. Or it's down here, a little bit below, like the bra line, it's the solar plexus. It feels like I got punched in the chest. It feels like I can't breathe. Or it is squeezing your ribs, or it is choking you, or it's that blockage right here, or it's in your head and it's tightness. Wherever it is, hi Diane, wherever it is in your body, I need you to pay attention to that, feel it, and then understand what's happening to you. Okay. It does not matter, if you've been dealing with the triggers for years and years, it still doesn't matter. If you can find that spot, wherever that is in your body, where it affects you, where you feel it the first time, where it hits you and you're like, "Oh, I'm feeling a little triggered." Watch that spot. If you can watch that spot and catch it when it's a little feeling, it will be much easier to step on that feeling than to let it grow into a monster that now you have to battle. Now you got to slay a dragon because you let it grow up into this big old panic attack. All right. So catch it early. That's the big thing about the managing your future feelings, is understanding where you feel it now, so that in the future, when you do feel it, you'll know that that's what it is, instead of just feeling, "Oh, well, I'm just feeling bad. Oh, I'm just mad at him. Oh, he's just wrong." It may not be any of those things. It may be the fact that you were triggered and you are feeling that trigger later on. Let's see. As far as the triggers, what was bad advice that I got? It was always about talking about it. Well, you need to talk to him about it. Well, you need to tell him how you feel. Well, you need to bring this up. I get that. That is the way that most women have been taught to handle most problems, is we are supposed to talk it out. And we are very good at that. But this is a trauma. And talking it out ends up re-traumatizing you. You end up reliving what you're talking about and stressing out even more. So I found out that talking to him about it, number one, didn't work for me, didn't make me feel any better. And number two, stressed him the hell out because now he can't even just live life because every time I'm triggered, I have to come to him and tell him awful things and tell him how awful he made me feel and how awful a person he is. And so then he's like, oh, well, I know this relationship isn't going to work out. And that's where they end up. Mentally, that's where they end up is, oh, well, she keeps talking about this. She's never going to let this go. She is never going to forgive me. So I guess this is just the end. And then they stop. They stop and give up on any hope of the relationship working out. So both ends, it does not work. You are capable of managing your feelings. You do not need anybody else to be able to get control over yourself and to start your healing process. You can use me as a coach, but honestly, you listen to what I'm saying, do the things that I'm telling you to do all by yourself. You can do it. Okay. Don't get into the headspace of, well, I need him to support me if I'm going to get through this, if I'm going to do this. And somebody said that to me today, and I said to her, well, that means that women that leave never heal. If you need his support to be able to heal and to get past this, you're saying that that's necessary. No matter what, it is necessary for him to do that. Then that means that if you leave, then you're just stuck. You will never feel better. And she was like, well, no, it's different because, then you'll be with somebody else. I'm like, then you're just bringing all of that negativity to the next person. That's all you're doing. You're not actually healing. You still have to do the work of healing, and the work of healing is your work. I promise you, nobody else can fix it for you. And that should be a relief. That should be a good thing in your brain that I can fix this. I can fix myself. I don't need to depend on or wait on anybody in this whole wide world except me. That should be a good thing to you, okay? That you were right on. Because I thank you, girl. I want you to feel it like I'm feeling it. You don't have to wait on anybody. You are a full, complete person who is capable of doing this all by yourself. You do not need him to help you. And a lot of the time that kind of gets in the way because he's the person triggering you. So if you keep on trying to make him fix the trigger, it's going to trigger you more. You're going to be irritated with him. You're going to be agitated. You're like, damn it, you get on my nerves. I can't stand you. It's going to make it worse. Okay. So just remember, you have everything within you to be able to heal yourself. You have it. You don't have to wait for anybody. All right. Roxanne, you said this group actually has been helping me. I realize there are more women out here who want to fight for their marriage, and it's okay to stay. Yes. I'm happy to hear we can, and it's possible to get past the sadness and hurt. Yes, girl. Yes. That's exactly what I made this. I realized when I was going through it, I felt very lonely. And, I didn't have Facebook. I didn't have communities that I could look up and be a part of in the moment when all this was happening. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make sure that I make a place. And that's what I did with Love After Cheating. That's why it's in the title, Love After Cheating. It's going to be love after the cheating. We're going to have that. Because there are so many women who are just like me and wanted this to work out. And that's good. It's not a bad thing to have found the person that you love this much, to find the person that you would break all your rules for. You're like, this was supposed to be a deal breaker, but this is the person that I love. And damn, I don't want to leave. I don't feel like this is the right path for me is leaving. I don't feel like that. And there are so many women out here that feel like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. Damn it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with feeling love towards somebody so deep that you are willing to exercise unconditional love. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not a bad thing. People try and make it out to be a bad thing. If you found that person that is that special to you, well, damn, cherish that. Work hard on getting past it. My husband, I knew very well when I met him, I knew he was the one. The world shifted for me. I mean, it felt like it was the weirdest thing. It was a real feeling, like the entire world, like I stepped into a different dimension when I actually met him. And I wasn't letting him mess that up for me. I found my person, the person that makes me feel like I can be exactly who I want to be. And he doesn't try and stop me or anything. He thinks everything that I'm trying to be, he is with me. He is supporting me. He is out here handing out my business cards to people. He is out here patting me on the back and telling me I'm doing a good job and just letting me be myself. I found my person. He wasn't going to fuck this up. He was not going to destroy my happiness by cheating. So what? You cheated. Well, you just going to have to work that out. You're going to have to figure out how to do better, and I'm going to heal, and we going to be together, because either you going to be with me or I'm going to be with you, or we going to be together. I give you the choice, but that's what it's going to be. And that's how I took it from the very beginning. And people kept acting like I was super weird for that. People kept acting like, well, why do you want to be with him? Because the standard is, oh, well, you should just leave. But that's not the standard. I've been coaching women for a very long time, for like at least 15 years. I have been talking to couples and working with them. And I'm telling you, people don't leave. People keep saying that they do, but they don't. It's been so many people I've worked with that was what the problem was. It's years later. They're not cheating at all anymore, but they're still stuck on the triggers from back in the day when they did cheat, and they stuck it out. And then things got better, but they didn't want it to get better because they were still in that fearful space. So many people say that they're going to leave, and they don't. Okay. So I'm seeing that, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to feel bad anymore. I'm just going to do me. I'm going to do my life the way that I want my life to be. And I created a place where other women could do the same. And I am so glad that all of you are here with me. This group has grown to 3.3 thousand people right now, 3.3 thousand women that are trying to work it out, trying to be on the healing path, trying to be with the person that they love, and not just trying, because Yoda said do or do not. There is no try. So they are doing. There's a whole group of women who are doing the thing, who are being there with their partner and working things out. So I am super proud of all of you. And if you do want to work with me too, let me know. Message me. Let me know if you are interested in working with me. If you don't know how to do this, if you are struggling, if the videos are great, but you need a little bit of one-on-one time with me, let me know. I will work things out with you. We will set up a schedule time to talk, and then you can get into one of my programs. I will help you every day. I am loving the tech support right now. I am loving being able to just text people in the moment and bring that down, bring that anxiety level down, present them with a different perspective on what's going on, and stopping them from like spiraling. I do enjoy that tech support, but then I really enjoy my R&R group too. Shout out to R&R, Recovery and Reconciliation membership. That's my membership group. That's like what is it, $77 a month. These women, excellent group of women. First of all, Lori, Beth, they're here right now. Excellent group of women. You should talk to them. If you can't talk to me, go talk to one of them. But excellent group of women, and they are healing. They are in that forward motion. It's not stuck anymore. It's not, just sitting there terrified and feeling like you are going to always be this fearful, always be this distrusting. They are making strides and getting that fear shed, and feeling good about the relationship and being connected and doing all the things and feeling really good. So I love that group. Love being in there every Wednesday. And then there is my foundations coaching support. If you need me one-on-one, you need to talk to me a couple times a week, you can bring your mate, you can get all of the stuff that you get in tech support, and meet up with me twice a week in the foundations program. So I got lots and lots of stuff to help you right this second if you are struggling. But regardless, I am still going to be here every single week telling you this good stuff to do inside the group. I am always going to be doing this. business. So even if you don't work with me personally, I'm never going to leave you high and dry. I'm always right here. But hit me up if you want to. If you want to work with me, if you think that you need a little bit of extra help, I'm all for that. We got programs that's like 45 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 weeks. We got all sorts of stuff to help you out. All right. All right. Let's see. Anybody got any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, anything going on that you want to share with me? Definitely any questions. I don't see any questions on the post. I'm so glad that this group helps. I am. I was so lonely. I was stressed because I was like, I didn't have anybody tell me. I have like one friend be like, yes, you can go ahead and stay with him. You don't have to leave. You could just go ahead and work it out. And she was the person who, at every step of it was like, hey, you don't have to feel like that. You don't have to believe X, Y, and Z. That was the first person who ever like presented that to me. And I took that and I ran with it. And there's a lot of things that you feel and get, wrapped up in as you're trying to heal that actually you don't have to deal with. You don't have to think, you don't have to do. So, everything that you think about, I want you to question it. Every time you're feeling really strongly about something, well, I have to have all of these answers. Do you really? Is in what way is that going to help you? Ask yourself that. Is it going to change anything? I'm still here. I still want to work it out. Is knowing more information going to hurt me or help me in some way? Ask yourself the questions. Don't just automatically assume that your brain is correct. Your brain is in the process of trying to heal from a major trauma. Your brain is not at its peak best right now, okay? It's not doing the best work that it can do. So sometimes it will just lie to you. It will just tell you random stuff that doesn't make any sense. Lou, you said Lou Hubs is becoming super supportive with my new hobbies. Excellent. See, he knows, like I know, you need stuff outside the house. You got the kids, you got him, you got your life together, but you need something that's just for Lou. You need something that's just for you that you get to go do all on your own, that replenishes you, that gives you some self-care, that builds you up. That is excellent that he is supportive of it because he understands that that's what you need. Men are very, very good about that. That is one thing. If you got a man, that's one thing you can learn from them is they will do self-care. They will take care of themselves. They will make sure that they have what they need to be happy in a moment. And I don't see anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It makes it look selfish to us because we've been taught that real love is to always be giving. Always don't take any time for yourself. Always give to other people. And that's crock, man. That's not true. That is awful to put on our backs, that we have to always be giving to other people and never giving to ourselves at all. Or else we're not good people. We're selfish. No, that is one thing you can learn from a man is how to take care of yourself, how to take your needs and your wants seriously, because they do it very well. All right. They do also very well at moving past stuff. They do well at living in the moment. They're like, well, that was in the past. And you're like, that was this morning. And they're like, well, yeah, but that's the past. And they're very good at living right this second instead of time traveling back into the past. So that is a very good skill to learn from them. We get a little resentful of that. We're like, well, you never want to talk about the things. Well, no, they're like, no, we don't want to talk about the bad stuff. We want to talk about good stuff. We want to move forward. We want to be happy together. We don't want to talk about the bad stuff. We keep talking about the bad stuff, we're going to have a bad relationship. That's where they come from with it. So if you learn that from them, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing to learn from them. All right. Oh, let's see. Anything else? Anybody else got any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? Anything I said just crazy? I always ask that because I know I'm telling you different things, and I only tell you these different things because I know that the things that you've been told don't work. If they worked, you wouldn't be here, would you? If they worked, if all the things that people told you to do, well, you got to get him to talk about it, and you got to get him to express remorse, and you got to get him to be transparent. All of that stuff is saying that he is responsible for your healing. And I know that that feels right since he was the one that hurt you, but that's not how it works. Your healing is an inside job. Your healing is all on you. People can do all of the right things. He could be doing everything right. He could be fully downloaded, low jacked, and tracked. He could be never being alone with any other woman ever in the whole wide world. He could be not watching any of the porn. He could be completely innocent of everything, doing all of the things right, and you are still not going to heal until you choose to heal. There is nothing that he can do to make you do that. And so when you hold on to that he has to change and he has to fix these things for me to be fixed, you are getting yourself stuck, and you're making it so that your emotions don't really matter. And like, no, they do. They do matter. You are the one that's important to your healing. You are the one. Lou, you said, yep, he moves way too quick on healing and such. It's not too quick. It is good stuff. Like, tell him to teach you how he does it. Tell him what are your strategies, dude, for how do you heal like that? How do you do that? I think it's just a function of the fact that the two halves of their brain are more separate than ours are. There, you got the rational, logical side, and then you've got the emotional side. And for us, for everybody, there is a thick, fleshy band in the middle, and that's called the corpus callosum. It is connecting the two hemispheres of your brain so that the logical side can communicate with the more emotional side. And they don't have as thick a band of course corpus callosum as we do. Their band of corpus callosum is thinner. It has less connections. So then not everything they do is affected by their emotions. Everything we do is affected by our emotions. We are children of the moon. We are going with the tides. We got cycles. We're always going to be a little bit more emotional. They don't have as many connections as we do to be more emotional. So they're able to separate it. They're able to be like, okay, yes, this hurt, but it's not going to ruin my day. It's a very great thing to like watch play out. It frustrates you if you're the one that's like really still hurting, but just take a step back and try and like dissociate a little bit and just check it out from the perspective of that is a very interesting way to handle things, and just see if you can vibe with it, if you can imitate what they're doing to calm themselves down and separate and not feel like their emotions are taking them over. Try and see. All right, see. That, I think, my friends, is it. Any other questions? Any other comments? Anything else going on? I love hearing from you. Now, if you are having a hard time, I am available to you. You can always hit me up for a quick question. I will answer you. It may take me a minute because, I got to address everybody that's in one of my programs first, but I would be happy to answer your question. So if you send me a message on anything, if you DM me on Instagram, if you send me a message on YouTube, I gotta check and make sure there aren't any message on YouTube. Or if you want to send me a message in Love Coach Dasha, or my personal email, or my personal messenger is Dasha Elkerson. Whichever, I don't care. Reach out to me. Let me know. Don't let it get so bad that things are crumbling around you before you reach out for some help. Okay, I am willing to answer your questions. I am willing to put you on the right track. Just if you go ahead and reach out to me. Okay, so you don't have to work with me 100%, but I will answer your questions. So reach out, let me know. You do not have to be alone with this anymore. Okay, and I'm saying message me because I can't answer every question in the group. It's too many people now. Before I could answer every single solitary person, and I can't do it anymore. There are too many people. And it's a great problem to have, but If you want to get a direct answer from me, the quickest, easiest way to do it is just to message me. Or you can send an email to dasha@loveworthkeeping.com. I'll put you on my email list, send you out stuff from time to time too, okay? Woo! All right. I think I've talked enough. What do you think? What do you think? Let me make sure. No other questions. Refresh the page one more time just to see. All right, I think that's about it. So, I'm really glad that you showed up for me today. Thank you all for showing up and showing out so close to the full moon. Do not forget that the full moon is coming up on the 16th. So, the days beforehand, you're going to feel a little off. It's just part of being a girl, I guess. You know, the moon affects the tides, it affects all the water on this planet, and we're made up of water. So it is pulling on you right now. The moon is pulling on you. It is affecting you, is affecting the tides within your body. So you're going to feel a little some kind of way. Some people get very, very sleepy. I do. I get extremely tired. I had to take a nap before I came and did this today because the moon is pulling on me. But some people can't sleep. Some people get a little insomnia and can't sleep for a few days before the full moon. So either way, it will affect your mood when you get up. If you have slept or you haven't slept, it's going to start affecting your mood. So just be aware that right now, blame it on the full moon. If you're just cranky, blame it on the full moon. Tell your honey, hey, it's just the full moon. I'm just feeling a little cranky. Don't pay me any mind. I am not trying to start a fight. I am just feeling a little emotional right now. Give him some heads up. Give him a little bit of warning. And you'll see. It'll pass. It goes pretty fast. But just these 4 days before, 3 days before, and like the full moon itself, and then like the day or so after, it's a little rough for people. It really is. I used to work in a hospital, and honey, everybody comes in on the full moon. The babies are going to be born. People are wild and screaming in the hallways on the full moon. Just is what it is. All right. Let's see. I did not prepare an affirmation. Let's see. What can I say for an affirmation today? Oh, shucks. I live a life filled with love and trust. Let's do that one. Let's do that. I live a life filled with love and trust is your affirmation. Remember, you don't have to believe an affirmation. You just have to say it like you believe it. Look yourself in the eye and say it to yourself so that your brain has a record of you saying the positive thing instead of the negative thing. All right? All righty, ladies. That's it. That is all she wrote for the Healing Hour Live for this week. I will be back again. What is it? The 19th of May to do this all over again. In the meantime, if you need me, I am right here. Feel free to message me and let me know what's going on with you. I want to hear about it. I want you to feel better. I want you to get on the healing path, and I am very willing to help you. Just reach out, okay? All right. That's about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I will be back again next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in the meantime, I hope you have an excellent time with your honey. Keep on down the healing path. Do not do what the fear tells you to do, and you should be okay this week, all right? All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later.